just like to make really, really good fresh food, and I like it to be representative of where you are and what you're doing. If somebody comes here, I'd like them to taste where you are. Same as if I went to Italy, I want to taste, you know, wild boar if I'm in Tuscany, or chestnuts, or you know, when I went to Naples, I just wanted to taste pizza. Because it's really raw food, it's like it's livestock. You know, there's lots of lamb and beef and pork and a lot of game and things like that. But then there's loads of like little quirky hidden treasures, like there's the little cheesemakers around the corner, and there's like wild herbs everywhere, and there's like hazelnuts. If you can beat the squirrels to the hazelnuts, you can get green, fresh ones. I kind of took all the elements of fine dining and that attention to detail and that very, very focused, driven attitude to food, right from picking out the ground to putting it on the plate. Even if it's a sandwich, I still wanted to apply certain principles. I wanted you to have the best sandwich you've ever had. I love going out on the mountaintops when there's snow, but I hate eating cold sandwiches, really cold, sort of semi-frozen sandwiches, because it does get really, really cold up there. So I wanted to work a way out of having a hot sandwich on the lake, up on the fells. So I came up with this idea, which I think's pure genius, because you can eat it on top of, 20 floors up in an office block in London, and I can eat it 3,000 feet up on top of a mountain. Got these sausages from Bomber, our local butcher. He's called Bomber because he used to be a prop forward for England Rugby League team. So he's like really big, scary fella, but he's a big softie. He's such a nice fella. And then just put the sausages straight in, and we'll just cook those really slowly. The way I'm going to keep the sausage hot, I'm going to prime the flask. Pour hot water into here first, and then shut that and leave it while we make the whole sandwich. And then eventually what we'll do is we'll pour it out, and the flask inside is hot. So we'll be able to put the sandwich inside it, and it'll keep it hot all day. Just pop that in the oven for about five minutes. So we've got a little piece of dough, probably about 30, 40 grams, something like that. A little bit of flour. We're going to roll it out as thin as we can, and then we're just going to lay it straight on there. Flip it over, you can see it's all cooked. It's just got these nice little scorch marks, and it's quite flexible, which is what you want. So we've got our wrap, okay? And we've got our sausages and onions. I want to just put a little touch of vinegar, just to cut the richness of the sausages. So, piece of greaseproof paper, put your sandwich on there, and we'll get the sausages and just line them up. Put some of the onions along there as well. So roll it over and then pull it back so you can tuck it underneath the filling. So essentially it's all encased in the bread. So turn it on an angle, wrap it there, and roll it up. And then get yourself some foil and do exactly the same again. Roll it up so it's really tight and it's not going to go anywhere. You get your flask, which is really warm and primed with boiling water, and pour that out. And then just slide it straight in here, squash it down, because you want this bit so you can pull it out. And that's it. That should keep warm for 4 hours. And then we'll take that somewhere up the mountains, and we can have a beautiful, warm, sort of rich sausage sandwich next to some poor bloke who's eating a semi-frozen cheese and pickle sandwich. Don't worry about whether you're cooking an Italian dish. If you want to cook an Italian dish, yeah, great, fantastic. There are some amazing dishes out there. But just make a little bit of effort and just look, see what's on your doorstep and use that. Or in Italy, in Emilia-Romagna, they've got Parmesan. Right, where can I get a really good, well-aged sheep's milk cheese, which is essentially what that is? And I find it. I find it in a local farm near Carlisle. When I go out with the dog and stuff like that and go walking with the dog, I always take a carrier bag and a £10 note, because I walk down the Derwent River, and usually on a Sunday morning there's fishermen out there catching salmon, and they let me have one, and I put it in the bag, take it home, pop it in the fridge till Monday morning, and then go straight to work, and we put it straight on the menu. So, I want to show you how to make ricotta cheese. Lakeland ricotta cheese, yeah? So I want 4 pints of milk. 4 pints of full fat milk. This is all you need, and some lemon juice. So, we're just going to put that on a heat. We want to heat it up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 90 something degrees Celsius. What you don't want to do is scorch the milk, because otherwise you'll get a really bad flavour in it. I'm just a good pinch of salt, quite a healthy amount, and then just give it a stir every couple of minutes so that it doesn't catch. You know when milk boils and it starts to rise, you want to turn it off before then and move it off the heat so that it doesn't keep doing that. And once it gets to that stage, we need to add 65 mils of lemon juice. It's really important that you get 65 mils because you need that amount of acid to then turn and curdle the milk to create the cheese. So if you don't have enough, you won't make enough cheese. And if you have too much, it'll be really sour and have a strange kind of flavour. Milk is ready. So this is, you can see it's gone really frothy. It is just like a cappuccino, and it's going to start to split. The minute this lemon juice hits, it'll split like that straight away. You can see it start to split straight away. You see that curd? So all you do now is nothing, just leave it. Leave it to one side to cool down to room temperature, and you'll end up with one like this. And then you can see it's completely split, and that's what you've got left. And that is ricotta. So I've got some pumpkin here that I've roasted already, and all I'm going to do is just chop it up really, really simply. So we've got our ricotta cheese, and essentially what we can do is just, that should be set enough now to just turn out. And now it looks like the familiar little truckles of ricotta cheese. So pasta's cooked, just a drizzle of olive oil on the pasta, and just that'll stop it from sticking together. And we'll just put that to one side. Add the roasted pumpkin and some ricotta cheese. So I'm going to take a quarter of it and then just pop that into there. A little drizzle of olive oil, and then with a wooden spoon beat it together so it makes a sauce. And then we'll put some of the pasta in, and we'll just stir that together. And then I'm just going to grab some fresh sage from the garden and finish it with a bit of cheese. I've got this really, really good aged sheep's milk cheese, and it you know, it gives Parmesan a run for its money. And this is from Carlisle, which is nowhere near as glamorous as Parmesan. I've got some really good local chorizo sausage here, and then just dice the sausage up into 4. So if you get that nice and hot, and the oil will start to seep out. Cut the bread, yesterday's bread, into chunks, and what that'll do is that'll kind of soak up the oil from the chorizo, and it'll be like, you know, it'll be like the best crouton you've ever tasted. Because all this oil will make a salad dressing, so don't worry if there's like too much. We just need to add in the bread, and once you've got all the croutons in there, I'm going to pop that straight in the oven for about 20 minutes, and it'll all go golden and crispy, and it'll could just soak up, the sausage will seep more flavour, and the bread kind of soaks it all up. So these sausages are about cooked, and these are really crisp now. So I'm just going to leave that to one side. In the bowl, some sherry vinegar, about 2 tablespoons, and then any oil that's left in the pan, and then add a touch more, and then just give it a good whisk. Try and get them to mix together as best you can. Get your baby gem lettuce and just kind of quarter it, and then just with the core there, just pop that bit off, throw that bit away, and then I like to leave them that big, and then just throw this in, and then in with some coriander, and then just get your hands in and just toss it all around, and make sure all the leaves get a little bit of dressing, so that when you get to it, everyone gets a little bit of something. And then I'm just going to finish that with a little bit of black pepper. And that's it. I cook for, you know, enjoyment and pleasure, and I don't want it to become a chore. And I think if I'd have stayed within the restaurant environment or the corporate sector, it'd have become a chore to me. And now it's just amazing fun. Right, we're here now. I made this sandwich about 3-4 hours ago, so now's the time to see if it's worked. Fish around a little bit. Okay, just pull it out. It's still really warm, so just unravel it, and with a bit of luck we should be able to just tuck into a really warm sandwich. Just tear the foil open. And it's still really warm and it's really good. Those onions are really tangy. I made this sandwich 4 hours ago at home in the kitchen and it's still piping hot. There's no reason why any of you couldn't do this. No matter whether you're up a mountain or you're in an office, no matter what, you could just pull it out your briefcase or your rucksack and it's still perfectly hot, just ready for lunchtime.